Bengaluru, Alliance University is hosting the 4th edition of the Alliance Literary Festival, ALF 4.0, a 3-day extravaganza celebrating literature, culture, and intellectual dialogue, scheduled from 13th February to 15th February 2025. This year's theme, The Asian Century, highlights Asia's profound impact on global culture, politics, economy, and art, offering an exceptional platform for literary enthusiasts, academicians, policymakers, diplomats, and cultural connoisseurs to engage in meaningful conversations and immersive experiences. Shankar Aiyar, former Minister of Panchayati Raj of India, will inaugurate the event. The inauguration will be graced by Chief Guest Padma Shri Anju Bobby George, Vice President of the Athletics Federation of India, along with the distinguished guest of honor, Anil Kumble, former Indian cricketer, coach and commentator. The inauguration will also be attended by special invitees Mr. Valerii Khodzhaev, Consul General of Russia in Chennai, Mr. Shiv Aroor, Indian journalist and writer, Mr. Stanley Johny, International Affairs Editor, Mr. Jagannathan, writer and author, Mr. Andrey Yuryevich Kurkov, Ukrainian author and public intellectual, and Ms. Asako Yuzuki, Japanese writer.
And there is only one thing common in diplomacy. It is your interest, your national interests, and the manner in which you pursue your relations with friends. Like it has been famously said, you do not have permanent friends, you do not have permanent enemies, but you have permanent interests. Those will be guiding, those will be continuing to guide India's foreign policy. Ambassador Khodzhaev very eloquently spoke about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is a family.
So good evening everyone, my name is Abhay Chebi, I am the Pro-Chancellor of Alliance University, Bangalore. Alliance University is pretty unique in many different ways. We are the first private university not just in Karnataka but in South India. We are also the first academic institute to have a literary festival of its own. And Alliance Literary Festival that began, or rather the genesis of which took place in 2022, has had many versions of it. This time Alliance Literary Festival 2025 has a much broader and a bigger scope. We call it the Asian Century, where we've invited authors, writers, translators, poets, artists from not just the state, not just from the nation, but also internationally. We are about 25 countries plus folks and writers who will be joining us, exchanging ideas, bringing about their books. There would be a couple of book signings. To talk more on that, I've been joined by my colleagues. I'd like to hand this over to Dr. Anirudh Sridhar to give you an overview of the literary festival.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Dr. Anirudh Sridhar. I'm the Dean of Thought Leadership at Alliance University, and as Mr. Abhay Chebi already said, the theme of the festival is the Asian Century. So what we want to discuss is basically the setting of the Western sun and the rising of the Eastern sun, and basically how this is going to be interpreted and impact us in the century to come. The Asian century has just begun. As far as I can tell, no university or festival has taken on this bull by the horns and said, this is a huge topic, but how is it going to play out, right? So we're not pretending to give you answers, but we are going to be the hub and the sort of epicenter in India as well as in Asia, where these issues are going to be discussed, and we hope to come to some sort of profound insights in terms of both culture, geopolitics, thought and art, how the Asian century is going to play out. And for this, we have writers not merely parochially from Asia, but also from Europe, from Africa, from the United States, everybody coming together as one sort of international family to discuss what the Asian century will mean. And as many of our panelists have already said, this is not to sort of put our chests out and bluff about a sort of new colonial order, but rather to see how sort of the economic and other kinds of power shifts to Asia are going to have a really a rethink about how nations are going to live together in harmony. For this we have some very famous Indian authors such as Shankar Aiyar, such as poets like Javed Akhtar, and we also have personalities, diversity not only amongst nations but diversity amongst fields, such as Anil Kumble will come to talk about, Anju Bobby George talk about how sports, Asia is rising in sports. We have journalists such as Rajdeep Sardesai, we have political thinkers, we have filmmakers, we have animation artists, we have Sanjay Patel, who's an Indian American director and chief animator of Pixar. So we have a wide array of people coming in to talk about films, literature, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be we're hoping and we are confident that it will be Bengaluru's biggest cultural event. Thank you.
Thank you.